All right, race fans, let's talk about Wednesday, October 1st. The meet's flown by. It's October already. Can you believe it? We did over a little over 2 million today on Wednesday. We'll have live racing on Thursday and Saturday this week, so hope you can join us. Let's get right to the racing action here from race one. Race one would kick off the popular early pick five. They bet almost 42,000 into the early pick five on Wednesday. The main track was fast all afternoon. The turf course was listed as good. Race one, we're going a mile on the main track. Maiden claiming 7,500 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's go to the voice of Delaware Park, Josh Brown, with the call of Wednesday's opener.
Away and running. Slow to go was Bourbon Time. Good rail speed from Home Invasion and Super Tiz. They break 1-2 as they approach the 7.5 furlong point. And Junior Sergio comes away with the main congregation, and So Handsome is right there too. So as they settle down, here's Junior Sergio on the outside to engage Home Invasion, and So Handsome is right there too. Those are the first three. Deep on the track is Gap to Gap, and up the inside claiming fourth is Super Tiz. There's a gap of a length and a half back to Bourbon Time, who's in mid-flight along with Frame Up. Near the backfield is My Little Kaibo, and the one who's tailed off is Parlay for Destiny. So a good battle brews past the 5, and it's Home Invasion who controls the clock. The lead's only down to 3/4 of a length at best. So Handsome is right there, patiently ridden second, and the rail is open for Super Tiz, if good enough, in third. And Junior Sergio is the one who's pulling hard under the jockey's hands. Gap to Gap rides that rail, and that 6th place position is Bourbon Time. Here's the far turn run, and Home Invasion continues to lead and now slowly slips away by a length and a half. Super Tiz now tries to grab second. Junior Sergio comes under a heavy ride. Gap to Gap tries to close into that 4th place spot. Nobody else is making an impression. Here's the quarter pole. Home Invasion continues to strut his stuff with a 1.5 length lead. Still chasing in second. On the inside is Super Tiz as they turn to the top of the stretch, and So Handsome is battling on. Here's the final furlong for Home Invasion, who's still holding on to a length and a half lead. So Handsome is chasing hard. Closing in late is Gap to Gap. Up the inside is Super Tiz, but Home Invasion is nicely clear. Home Invasion has won it. So Handsome was second. Super Tiz was third. Gap to Gap was fourth.
Home Invasion, the 3-year-old gray colt by Mo Heyman, breaks his maiden in his 8th career start. He wins for American Made Thoroughbreds LLC and trainer Chucky Lawrence. Nice ride there by our leading jockey, Jamie Rodriguez. Home Invasion went off at 8-5 and paid $5.20 to win race one. Let's take a look at race two to kick off the early pick four. They bet nearly 26,000 into the early pick four on Wednesday. We're going 6 furlongs on the main track, $50,000 starter allowance for filly mares. Let's check out the action here from race two.
Away and running. Good inside speed from Money Magnets. Right there in close attendance is Flying Phyllis, and Our Best Song came away a joint second. And last of all is Harmony Road, so that's the quartet as they flash past the first furlong. And Money Magnets is at the head of the class, and she shows the way by a long length and a half. Our Best Song's on a cozy hold in that 2nd place position, and Harmony Road rides the rail in the first 2 furlongs in third, but only a length down from the top. And Flying Phyllis is also in close connection as they round the bend. Money Magnets is trying to see this through for another 3/8 of a mile, but the lead's down to half a length. Our Best Song is right there, poised to take her on. Harmony Road is right there too, and the pink cap of Flying Phyllis is getting closer. This is up for grabs as they pass the quarter pole. Our Best Song comes calling for the lead. Money Magnet sticks to the rail. So does Harmony Road, and Flying Phyllis has the outside momentum. They're 4 across the track inside the final 3/16 of a mile, and Flying Phyllis comes with an outside burst of speed. Harmony Road digs in for the fight. Our Best Song is unwavering in between rivals. Flying Phyllis had the outside jump. Flying Phyllis got the win over Harmony Road, Our Best Song, and Money Magnets.
4 starts so far for Flying Phyllis, and she has 2 wins in 2 seconds. She wins big here in race 2. She went off at 8-5 and paid $5.20. 3-year-old daughter of Cold Front wins for Rose Petal Stables LLC and trainer Gary Capuano. Nice ride there from the 5-pound apprentice Yetzit Hazelwood on Flying Phyllis. A big winner there in race 2. Let's take a look here at race 3. We'd kick off a pick 5 in race 3. They bet over 16,000 into this pick 5. We're going a mile on a good turf course, claiming 16,000 for filly mares 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. Let's see what happens here from race 3.
Away and running slow to go was Unicycle. Good speed in the red cap for Centennia this afternoon. On the far outside, Al Guimau's getting closer along with Beckett's Map. Up the inside, Tapwit Warrior shares that fight on the front with a circuit of the track to go. And Sweet Marie is going to have a very wide trip. Up the inside, Nikki Jolene shares that position with She Shanty. Then TMO's in front of a few rivals here. Up the inside is Unicycle. Second last is Blonde Samaritan. And Classical's Finale whips them in. 3 of them go at it hot and heavy with 5.5 furlongs to go. And Al Guimau's the deepest runner as they point towards the backs of the track run. Centennia's right there in between rivals. And Tapwit Warrior scrapes the PVC. You have Nikki Jolene in that 4th place position. And that teammate on the outside is C. Shanty. Sweet Marie is closing into it nicely on the far outside. And the white cap is Beckett's Map, who's in between rivals. Up the inside, Unicycle needs a little bit of pace the race as they navigate the far turn. Now Classical's Finale starts to pick them off one by one. TMO starts to go on the far outside, and Blonde Samaritan still last of all. Here's C. Shanty raising the stakes to Al Guimau at that quarter pole. Right behind the both of them is Centennia's heads turned for home. C. Shanty comes rolling off the turn with a 1-length lead and has a confident kick too. Al Guimau has no more to give. Closing in as Centennia. Late on the scene is Classical's Finale along with Nikki Jolene, but inside the final 100 yards, C. Shanty's home, and C. Shanty always looked good in victory today. To beat Centennia, Nikki Jolene, and Classical's Finale.
C. Shanty gives jockey Jamie Rodriguez his 2nd win of the day. 4-year-old daughter of Astern, now a 2-time winner for owner, breeder, and trainer Elizabeth Merriman. C. Shanty was 3-1 morning line, went off at a generous 6-1 and paid $14.80 to win race 3. Let's take a look here at race 4. We'd kick off the middle pick 5 in race 4. They bet over 12,000 into the middle pick 5. We're going 6 furlongs on the main track. Maiden claiming 45,000 for 2-year-old fillies. Let's check out the action here from race 4.
Away and running. Say Sweat came out of there like a bullet and has a 1-length lead already. Tracking in second is Meatballs for Aries. Southern Lady is right there too. And the yellow cap of On the Beam comes away in 4th. Emer, the long shots up the inside. Courageous Diane now gets into the top 4. Near the backfield is Modern Miss. And Last Flag Flying's last of the group. So it's a good battle up top. And the early lead belongs to Say Sweat. Holding on to that lead with that neck down and leads by only a neck at best. Meatballs for Aries right there raising the stakes in that 2nd place position. Southern Lady is coming alive nicely on the far outside with 3 furlongs left to go. Emer, the long shot, stays at the rail being passed by On the Beam. Courageous Diane's in front of Modern Miss, and still the trailer at the back of the pack continues to be Last Flag Flying as they turn for home. Say Sweat, she's showing off that speed and she kicks to the top of the stretch, and look at her go. She is opened up by 5 daylight lengths. Southern Lady had no response, and now Last Flag Flying moves into 3rd, but they couldn't beat what they couldn't catch. Say Sweat with an absolutely dazzling effort today. She won by 5. Southern Lady was 2nd, Last Flag Flying 3rd, and On the Beam was 4th.
Say Shoei tries to main track in her 2nd career start, and the 2-year-old daughter of Gun Runner wins for owner, breeder, Runnymore Racing, and trainer Cal Lynch. Say Shoei went off at even money, paid $4.20 with Angel Cruz aboard to win race 4. Let's take a look here at race 5. Race 5, we'd kick off the late pick 5 We're going a mile and a 16th on the turf, rated good, claiming 25,000 for 3-year-olds or 4 and up, never won 3. Let's see what happens here in race 5.
Away, Yan running. Good speed today from Country Charlie. In the lime colors, Warrior Rain is right there too, and so is Green Beans, and those are the first 3 exiting the chute. Deep on the course is Nocturno. Up the inside is Street Rockin', and Magic Mover just passed the both of them. The last 4 with a circuit to go. Auden is going to be caught a little wide. Special Agent Johnson rides the rail. Surprise Package is second last, and the early trailer, as they round the bend, is in last. Around the first turn they go. It's Green Beans who shows the way, while Round Top whips them in that last place position, and Warrior Rain is tracking in second. There's a length and a half down to Country Charlie, who's all by himself in third. There's a gap of 5. Back to Magic Mover, who rides the rail in fourth. Street Rockin' has company, and Nocturno teams up with him. Up the inside, Special Agent Johnson heads a few rivals here, including Auden, then Surprise Package, and Round Top still whips them in. They race down to the 3.5, and it's Green Beans, one of the longest shots on the board, leads by a length and a half. Warrior Rain is right there, the co-pilot in second. Country Charlie has no excuses from third. Jockey hasn't moved a muscle yet. Magic Mover tracks the speed in fourth, and let's see, the heavy favorite Round Top is only in seventh, but tries to close in and has nowhere to go. Heads turn for home. Green Beans continues to lead, but now they slowly start to descend as they race for home. Green Beans is holding on by a thread, and Magic Mover comes with power and pace. Special Agent Johnson has the run, and here's the favorite, Round Top, sneaking on through, and a headsy ride from Round Top's jockey to engage Special Agent Johnson. Special Agent Johnson, Round Top got it by a nose to beat Special Agent Johnson, Magic Mover, and Green Beans.
Round Top slips up the rail underneath Kevin Gomez, who gave the 4-year-old gelding by Warfront a real nice ride. Round Top went off 7-5 and picks up his second lifetime win. Wins for Harold Ventures LLC and trainer Graham Motion. Round Top went off 7-5, paid $480. If you hit the early pick 5 on Wednesday, it was a little chalky, but still paid $209. Congratulations if you had that. Let's take a look here at race 6 to kick off the late pick 4. They bet almost $26,000 into the late pick 4 on Wednesday. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming $7,500 for filly mares 3 and up, never won 2 lifetime. Let's see what happens here in race 6.
Away and running. Excellent speed from Charlie's Chubb today. Perfect Pink is right there too, and up the inside, Bounty Killer comes away a hustling third. Now in between rivals trying to find a way through is Sweet and Feisty, and CC Foxy teams up with her. The last 3 hold on. Deep on the track is Mandy's Miss, and Tempting Lady rides that rail, but speed aplenty for Perfect Pink. One of the longest shots on the board, tells the other ladies, come and catch me if you can. She's built up a 5-length lead, and CC Foxy is on the prowl now. Charlie's Chubb is backed up fast, and Mandy's Miss is coming alive with good energy on the far outside, and riding the inside is Bounty Killer with Sweet and Feisty, and the heavy favorite Tempting Lady has one beaten as they turn to the top of the stretch. CC Foxy about to take the lead from Perfect Pink at the top of the stretch, and CC Foxy kicks for the money and leads by 2. The long strides are coming from Mandy's Miss, and now Tempting Lady is starting to roll, but still is 4 lengths down. CC Foxy took the lead but is getting tired, and here comes Tempting Lady. Tempting Lady with a burst of speed. Tempting Lady got it from the back of the pack to beat CC Foxy, Mandy's Miss, and hold on.
Tempting Lady with a strong late rally gets up in time and gets the money for Bruce Kravitz and owner Jack J. Armstrong. Nice ride there, Yabio Ramos. Tempting Lady, 4-year-old filly by Entice, now a 2-time winner. She went off at 1-2 and paid $3 to win race 6. Let's take a look here at race 7. We're on the turf, going a mile 70 yards on a good turf course. Maiden claiming $16,000 for filly mares 3 and up. Let's see what happens here in race 7.
Away and running. Good speed for the outside horses. Each Peach, Pear, Plum, and My Gal. They break 1-2. There's Dance on Air and Something to Say. And Cayuga with a yellow cap now tries to slalom on through. Forget Tomorrow's in mid-division and Amendments pulling hard with nowhere to go. New Ways in front of three rivals, which includes Silver Flame, Shepton Sisters, and Lady Raven is last of all. Around the first turn they go. Each Peach, Pear, Plum has a nice and relaxed lead with 6 furlongs out and shows the way by a length and a quarter. Cayuga is right there hounding the leader in second, and My Gal with the money on is right there chasing the top two with no excuses today. Dance on Air protects the inside with 5 furlongs to go, and Forget Tomorrow tacks onto those 4. There's a big break in the action of almost 6 lengths to the orange cap. That belongs to New Way. Up the inside, Amendment tries to pass rivals. Also right there is Shepton Sisters, who's getting closer. Starting to take off is Lady Raven, who's picked off 2, which is Something to Say, and Silver Flame. They turn again, and each Peach, Pear, Plum passes a 3 furlong stick with a 1-length lead. My Gal is right there with no excuses, but gets a reminder to stay with the speed as each Peach, Pear, Plum is looking sharp. Dance on Air tries to take second away from My Gal, and closing into fourth is Amendment as heads turn for home. Each Peach, Pear, Plum hugs that corner with a 1.5 length lead. Dance on Air has every single chance to run her down. Amendment is closing in 2. These are the 3 principals. Each Peach, Pear, Plum is in for the fight and leads by 1. Dance on Air is chasing and now hits the front in the concluding stages at 7-1. Dance on Air has won it. Amendment was second. Each Peach, Pear, Plum faltered, and My Gal finished in 4th.
Nice win, first off the claim for the Mike Simone barn and owner John Finelli as Dance on Air, the 4-year-old daughter of Good Magic, rallies late to get the money. She breaks her maiden in her 8th career start. Nice ride there, Julio Hernandez, our second leading rider of the meet. Julio picks up his 62nd win of the meet. Dance on Air went off at 7-1 and paid $16.80 to win race 7. If you played the pick 5 that started race 3 and ended with race 7, that pick 5 paid $570.60. Let's take a look here at race 8, our feature of the day, to kick off the late double. 6 furlongs on the main track, 50,000 optional allowance, optional claiming here in race 8. Let's check out the action here from race 8.
Away and running. Good speed from Rockingham Joe, Wistucky, and Pedro Nunez. Those are the first 3 upon exiting the chute. And Hot Start is also right there, full throttle in that 4th place position. Platform under a loose rein in 5th, passed by Frack Baby and Do It for Michael. And the long-looking last trailer is Hawkstone, but there's pace to chase as Wistucky goes as fast as he can for as long as he can. And Rockingham Joe is waiting in the wings in 2nd. Pedro Nunez rides the rail in 3rd, and Hot Start is deep on the track in 4th. Frack Baby with the money on has nowhere to go. Platforms picked off 1, which is Do It for Michael, and still last of all is Hawkstone. Quite a few chances at the 5/16 pole. Wistucky leads, but has his back up against the ropes. Pedro Nunez is trying to play that hand, and Platform is looming as they turn to the top of the stretch. Wistucky leaves the rail wide open, and Frack Baby takes full advantage now, and here comes Frack Baby, a gray blur against the rail. Wistucky is trying to dig deep. Pedro Nunez is in for the fight, and so is Platform, but Frack Baby sawed off a sizzling pace today, and Frack Baby gets the job done. Wistucky held 2nd. It's a head bobber for 3rd between Platform and Pedro Nunez.
Is leading jockey Jamie Rodriguez, his 3rd win of the afternoon. Frack Baby's a 3-year-old gelding by Lord Nelson. He was a first-time gelding today, and I think that certainly helped. He gets his 2nd lifetime win for Mag Racing LLC and trainer Greg Compton. Frack Baby went off 6-5 and paid $4.40. The pick 5 that started race 4 and ended with race 8, that pick 5 paid $233.25. Let's take a look at our 9th and final race from Wednesday. We're going 5.5 furlongs in race 9. Maiden claiming $7,500 for filly mares 3 and up. Let's see what happens here in the Wednesday finale.
Away and running. Bad start for No High. Good speed for Lace Curtain, one from the inside. In the yellow, 5th of June is right there too. And Electrica comes away in third. Key Witness is traveling all by herself in fourth. And up the inside, Vivid Artiste tracks along now a joint third. Bella Creed's in front of three rivals, which is No High. Then Lemonine, and the one who's tailed off is Hill Sparrow. Around the turn they blaze, and it's 5th of June with the target on her back. She leads by a length and a half. Lace Curtain's going to have to pop off the fence at the 3 furlong to try to get closer in second. Emerging from out of the crowd, here comes Bella Creed in the third and looms an upset threat. And now up the inside, Electrica's in fourth. And the favorite Viva Artiste is back in the center of the pack and struggling right now. Heads turn for home. Bella Creed goes very wide. Still has to catch 5th of June and Lace Curtain. Homeward bound now, and it's Lace Curtain to try to strike the front. 5th of June is battling on. Bella Creed's deep on the track. Viva Artiste is showing up late, but is it too late? On the far outside, Bella Creed challenges Lace Curtain. Bella Creed had the outside momentum. Bella Creed's a 10-1 winner to beat Lace Curtain, Vivid Artiste, and No High.
Bella Creed rallies late to break her maiden in her 15th lifetime start. She wins for owner-trainer Cesar Nambo. Nice ride there by 7-pound apprentice Matilda Burnham. Bella Creed, the 3-year-old filly by Jimmy Creed, now a winner after her 15th start. She went off at 10-1 and paid $22.60 to win race 9. If you hit the late pick 5 on Wednesday, that paid pretty well. Late pick 5 paid $991.60. Congratulations if you had that. Let's get a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about the two big features we have for you on Thursday. I'll tell you about those right after this. All right, big 8-race card for you on tap for Thursday. First race post time 12:45. Few big fields on the turf. One of those is one of our features, race 5. It's a big 14-horse field, so we'll have 12 go to the post minus the 2 MTOs. We're going 5 furlongs on the turf here in race 5 on Thursday. It's a nice first level allowance condition for filly mares 3 and up. Your lukewarm morning line favored is the 10 Quadra from the Arnaud Delacour barn. Jorge Riaz has the mount on that 3-year-old filly by Frosted. She's 7-2, and she was the beaten favorite going a mile on the turf at Colonial last out against Allowance Company, but she has a pretty good record sprinting on the turf. She did break her maiden going a mile on the turf last November at Laurel, but she's run a couple big races sprinting on the turf. She won going 5.5 furlongs sprinting on the turf at Colonial 2 starts ago against Restricted Allowance Company. So she's run some big races. She ran an 85 buyer with that win 2 starts ago. So the 10 Quadra is going to be one of your favorites in race 5 tomorrow. But the 4 Queen's Wreath has been running well for Aaron McClellan at filly 6-1. And don't rule out the 12 Mazzulu for Carrie Raven. That filly is 6-1 morning line. She's been running well. So a nice big 12-horse field there in race 5. That'll kick off the late pick 4. Our big feature of the day on Thursday's race 8. That's a second level allowance condition. Optional claiming 32,000 over a mile on the main track. Field of 6 in race 8. The morning line favored is the 3 Mystical Curlin at 8-5 for trainer Jamie Nass with Martin Chuan aboard. That 6-year-old son of Curlin was a big winner back in early July here at Delaware. He's a 4-time winner. He's made about 300,000, so he's certainly a nice horse. But the 2 Awesome Play is in there. That horse is 7-2. He's been running well. And also the 5 Awesome Ruta from the Dan Ward barn is 2-1. So 6 nice horses there in race 8. That's a nice upper level allowance feature of the day. Thanks to all our fans, horsemen and bettors, and of course thanks to all our horses for putting on a good show on Wednesday. The handle was okay. We did a little over 2 million in handle on Wednesday. We hope to do even better on Thursday. Have a great night, everybody, and we hope to see you tomorrow.